guys doing out there? So what did I tell you about the next time you saw me come on stage? What was going to be happening? Are you guys ready for the next panel? Are you guys ready for half a dozen characters from The Boys? I think you guys need to make a little more noise so that they can hear you, because I don't think that was loud enough. Are you guys ready for some characters from The Boys? All right, now, without further ado, let's bring out Antony Starr, Quaid, Jessie T. Usher, Karen Fukuhara, Valoria, and Susan Heyward from the absolutely not going to get in the way of a superhero's decision.
Yeah, you guys were way too quiet at first. Let's make some noise. Can we hear it, please? I mean, people, what are we doing? All right, there we go. It's nice to see you guys, too. Thank you so much for coming out. That's the first smoke entrance I've ever had. That was amazing. Yeah, I feel like a rock star.
Well, I suppose you kind of pretty much are a rock star. So listen, we're going to start. You would think that I'd start with this lovely gentleman right here as Homelander, but I've got a question for this guy right here first. So listen. So Jack, yes. Season 1, episode 1, one of the very first scenes is you getting your girlfriend's body splattered all over you.
This is true.
And if you watch the rest of the series, this seems to be a recurring theme that you get people splattered all over you.
Oh yeah.
Is this intentional?
It has to be at this point, right? It just has to be. I mean, I kind of love it. It feels like it's something that was, I think, Huey's, at least in the beginning, but I kind of think we all have this tradition now. They just love dumping various fluids, not just blood, on all of us, and it's just it's a badge of honor at this point. It really is.
What else?
What other fluids? I mean, how long do we have?
You open the door, let's walk through.
Well, of course there's... Okay, great, you're cutting me off. Good.
All right, so here we go.
Moving on.
But we're going to go right back to that same scene, because here's why. Jessie, it's your fault that this even happened in the first place.
I don't know if I'd say it's my fault.
I would.
I think if you watch... Okay. I think if you were to watch again, you'll see Huey, like, ease her into the street. I'm just saying. I think there's a world where he saw me coming.
No!
Pushed her in the
You're
street.
too fast. I didn't see you coming.
Come on, man. Come on, bro. Why would you push your girlfriend in the street? Isn't it more of a chivalrous thing to take her away from the street?
Oh, I hate this.
All of a sudden, you're standing on the sidewalk and she's in the street. Your mom raised you better than that, bro.
It was a loving embrace. We were about to move in together.
Yeah.
And then
that's the problem. He got
you need
cold
to pay
feet.
attention.
He got cold feet. Was like, I can't do this. And then boom, and then hands. You know what I mean?
So Jessie, do you feel like knowing that was what happened, do you think that Jessie might have been a little more careful with his use of compound V? If he knew that was what the equation was going to be? That he was going to be splattering people all over?
Absolutely. I mean, A-Train runs every day. I feel like he's so used to bobbing and weaving. This had to have been an intentional thing. Huey had to have said, what? And then, that's the only way to really catch me slipping.
I'm just going to pause at something right now. Okay. Robin wasn't the first person you killed in that way. There's no way.
We didn't know that, you know?
Oh, I think we know. You seemed a little too used to it in that scene. That's what I'm going to posit.
Okay, that's
like you
the end of the panel. We'll see you later.
Yeah, all right, good night.
All right,
I hope you enjoyed this story about these two.
All right, so Antony, so now we're going to come
Let's go down the line. Let's talk about the ladies.
You want to go to the ladies first?
Yeah, let's get to some of these.
All right, so how about this? So Karen Fukuhara, why don't you just say a hi into the mic real quick, and there's a reason for this.
Oh my God, hi.
You got this her voice! There we go! Yes!
Hello.
So Karen, your character is not one that has got any vocality. It's somebody that's just got hand signals and things like that. As an actress, how challenging was it for you to be like, I have to go back to stage acting or whatever to communicate everything I need to with my face, with my hands, with my body language, and not have any dialogue whatsoever involved?
Well, initially I was like, hell yeah, no the sign language. So I would say that, there are different challenges with both. Not having any lines whatsoever, no sign language, just means you have to really emote with your body and your face. And you have to listen, which in today's society we don't do very much of. So it took a little bit of getting used to, but the sign language has been absolutely amazing. I think it's like one of the most powerful languages out there. Woo! Hello, thank you. And I have the best time working on it with my sign language coach. Amanda has been so generous with her time and her efforts in teaching me about her community, not only the language. And so I've had just the best time working on it for the show.
That's awesome. So Anthony, I am going to come back to you.
Sir.
Okay, so I think that we could all say Homelander is a challenged and complicated character that's done some pretty
It's one way of putting it.
pretty terrible things, like causing a full plane to crash and didn't save anyone, killed some of his top supporters, took out a member of his own team. Let's not even get started on the conception of your own son.
She's clapping.
I mean, all these things.
One in every 100 people is a psychopath. We found that one. That little group there, fucking eyes peeled on her.
So,
She's gonna start killing people.
as an actor, how do you prepare to be in the mind of a character that is so dark and twisted in the show?
A slow release damage and trauma button. No, look, it's a really fucked up character, but the beauty of that is you get to do things on screen that we never get to do in real life. And of course, there's always the safety of it's not real, so you can lean into that and just embrace the fun of it. Because a lot of what happens, you saw these guys have how much fun they're having about the murder of Robin. Please don't start again. And we've done that. But it's fun. Like a lot of the gore and a lot of the horrible content in the show, there's an element of humor, and there's a lot of things that go on in the show that people laugh out loud. Like my parents, when they watch it, my mom hides behind a pillow, and anything bad that happens to me, my dad fucking pisses himself laughing. He loves it. He loves me getting hurt. I don't know if that answers the question, but that's what you're getting.
All right, so now we'll go down to Valerie and Susan. So the both of you were new to the cast in season 4, and you both align pretty intensely with this guy right here that we just talked about as a pretty dark and challenged character. So as opposed to when Starlight came in, it was do-goodery, it was fun, she's so positive. You guys come in right off the bat and you are aligned with basically the bad guy in the show. Was it different for you to align in that way, where your characters were completely knowing there's not going to be maybe they're a good guy, maybe they're a bad guy? You guys basically are on the bad side?
Well, I think for Firecracker, definitely, she does not think she's aligning with a bad guy. She thinks that she is absolutely aligning with the hero. He's a good guy. She is very blind to who he is for quite a long time in that season. I think it's really not until Webweaver dies that she knows who she's gotten herself wrapped up with. And she doesn't see herself as awful because villains never do. And so she doesn't see him as awful either. So she thinks she's coming there to do great, wonderful things and do wonderful work with a wonderful guy.
Amen.
But a bit of Starlight echo. No, as an actress, I was really excited to do it. I never really had the chance to play a quote-unquote villain, so I was like, yes! It was very cathartic. It was a bit of relief. Kind of like what you guys had going over there. Yeah, I felt like that. I felt just like that. And then character-wise, I feel like Sage is always thinking about so many different possibilities and how to basically survive in a world that doesn't make space for her. That I don't think she's thinking about good or bad or for anybody else. She's thinking neutral survival.
I love it. Okay, so to every one of you guys up here. So I think that many people would say that Annie / Starlight is the moral compass of the show, at least at the start. The moral compass premise of the show, the positive aspect behind the show. If you guys took her out of the show, who then becomes the moral compass? What is your?
Oh, hands down, Huey. Oh, yeah.
I'd say MM. I'm with Jessie. It's either Huey or it's Huey and MM.
Yeah, Huey and MM. For sure.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. It's not A-Train?
I'm surprised that nobody up here thought it was going to be Kimiko.
I don't think I am.
She's kind of angry, bro.
I've had questionable. I mean, she's.
You rip faces off.
I do.
You're a serial killer.
Yeah, no, you're right.
You keep murdering people.
I mean, I had to do it though. I was forced to do it.
Yeah, but
Right, guys.
You didn't
No,
need to use the dildo to do it, though.
But it was fun. It was a fun
Exactly. That's
time.
why you can't be the moral compass. You see what I mean?
True. She's in the gray area.
Way to go.
So Anthony, again, we've talked about that it's a dark character. Have you had any kind of situations where it's hard for people to separate you, the challenged Homelander character, from the
Challenged?
clearly super awesome, nice guy that you really are in real life?
From the challenged person you see before you. Yeah, there's a bit of that, but the strangest thing I think was there was a group of people that online particularly were really championing Homelander as this like beacon of hope in the real world. Like they really got behind it. And then when they realized that Homelander's the bad guy, they got really pissy and review bombed us and kind of turned on us, which was a bit surreal that they even thought that. But yeah, there's a little bit of that. But most people, I would like to think, are reasonable and understand that, you know, it's a job, it's a character, and I'm just me. That's all I can say about that. But yes, there is a bit of that. So you guys find that? I'm curious.
You are just you, yeah.
I am just me. But do you guys find that there's a bit of spill with people in the real world, like treating you like your character?
Oh, I love it when people mistake me for not speaking. I use it a lot.
Does that happen?
I use it in my Uber rides. It comes very handy.
Oh my God, you're kidding. So you pretend that you can't speak?
Yes, sometimes.
That's evil.
Sometimes. I'm kidding. But
Smart.
People call me a cunt all the time. It's crazy. It's like, oi, cunt! I'm like, hi, sir, hello. Good morning to you, sir.
Cunt is a good word.
It's a great word.
It's a term of
I've
endearment.
really come around on it.
Where I come from, it's a term of endearment.
Yeah.
He's a good cunt.
So obviously, The Boys is promoted as a superhero show. Do you think it would be just as accurate to say that it's a multiple love stories show that is umbrellaed by superheroes? Because look at the show. You've got Annie and Huey. You've got Kimiko and Frenchie. You've got Butcher and his wife. There's so many love stories there. Have you guys ever thought about the show in that respect?
It's like Butcher, his wife, and Homelander. That's kind of like a little love triangle thing that was happening.
Don't fucking bring me into
I'm just
any
saying,
of your guys.
I'm just saying, bro.
No,
I had a love interest at one point, but I killed
this
her.
thing that you're doing.
Okay.
No.
All right.
Jessie.
Okay.
I mean, there is the idea that, like, yes, there's romantic love, but I love the love between, like, fathers and sons and familial bonds that the show exploits. I think that's always great. It always sings to me when it's about fathers and sons and the love between generations, too.
And there's like the chosen family of the boys.
yeah.
Right? Super
Definitely.
dysfunctional, but you know.
Works though. It works for us. Yeah. One of my favorite. Yes. Sorry, I cut you off.
No, you didn't.
My bad.
I didn't raise the mic. It wasn't supposed to be heard. Go ahead.
Jessie.
One of my favorite scenes or episodes is Huey's relationship and spoiler alert with in the hospital with
Yeah,
Simon, and I wept, and then you kind of see it mirroring with Butcher and when he makes a phone call from the hospital, and our writers are so good.
It's I love it, like to Val's point, the found family aspect of the show, whether that's like kind of the slightly more wholesome version with the boys and the slightly more sinister version with the seven. It is a really, I don't know, I love every relationship with the show. And what I find really interesting is that like still, we've done 4 seasons, I've still never had a scene with Chase Crawford. And I want that to change very soon. There's combos of people, like Susan, we've never had a scene, Val, we've never had a scene. Like I just want different combos for that last
seen Karen in Karen.
Whoa, yeah.
I've been in the back of a scene where you're
think you were in the sewer.
terrifying.
In the sewer.
In the sewer. I was in
Yeah.
the back of the sewer, and yeah, it was an intense
There you
scene.
go. We've done a lot.
But I want a meteor scene. Yeah, I think that would be.
So on this note, that's it's interesting you bring this up. Obviously, we can see that Jack and Jessie have got a vibe going on over here. On the set, on the cast, behind the scenes, what are the hidden friendships that you wouldn't know of? Or like, could it be you and Karen? That are like, oh, that's my lunch buddy right there. What kind of-
We're
Me and
buddies.
Karen tend to, wherever we do things like this, or if we're traveling or whatever, we end up in like restaurants trying food. You and
yeah.
me seem to be just eating.
Eating, yes.
Just traveling and fucking eating.
A lot of food. A lot
Yeah,
of food.
like a little
and for like hours on
wing
end.
woman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's one of our favorite things to do because we get to go to all of these great cities for conventions or for press. We love to like explore. Jessie's really good at getting one of the best restaurants. I mean, you have a guy in every city.
I have a couple guys. You have all the intel.
I use
all the
Yelp.
information.
I have Google.
I also have to go on the record that Susan and I are buds.
Oh!
The New York connection is real.
Oh, yeah.
Me and Jack play video games. Yeah, we play video games.
We went to a sports bar last night and I pretended to know what football was. That was pretty cool. I'm sorry, Tampa Bay. I know it went poorly for you yesterday. I wasn't great. I'm so sorry.
We were rooting for you, though. That means anything.
We were. We really were.
All right, so Susan and Valerie, here's another question directed to both of you. So the four over here were all in the show from the very beginning. You can clearly see there were bonds that formed in the beginning. With the two of you coming in season 4, how long did it take for you to feel really pulled in with the rest of the cast? I am now a part of the cast. I'm not an outsider that's coming in and joining the show. Now I am just as much a part of the show as Homelander, as Huey, and so on.
We're definitely just as much a part of the show as Homelander.
Well, how long did it take for you to feel that way? How long as an actress did it take for you to feel that the actors had brought you into the fold?
No, everyone was so welcoming right away. I mean, everyone was there to tell a story, and we were excited to have the opportunity to do it. So right away.
We had a, yeah.
That's how I
We had
felt.
what I would say, I'm going to just jump in for a
Whatever
second.
you want, man. Go for it.
It's a testament to Eric and the casting director / everyone that brought these guys in, because what actually happened, it's a very difficult thing. I've been on shows, coming in on shows that are successful after season 3 or whatever. It's really fucking hard because you feel like you've got to step on, you're jumping onto a treadmill that's at 100, right? These guys came in and didn't miss a fucking beat.
Knocked it out of the
And they
fucking
both
park.
came in super open and ready to just work. And that, absolutely, amen. Why do I keep saying that? I'm not one of those people. So, but the thing is like, there's options when you come in, and they came in on the right foot, and it was about the work. And immediately, when you see people that are focused and going in the right direction, we're all pushing in the same direction. So when they come in and they do that, it's like, fuck yeah, game on. I remember with both of you in the scenes that we were doing, it was automatically a really creative, positive experience, and that we're all moving this show together. And so they've just been fucking amazing to have on board.
Thanks.
Man, give a round of applause for that. That was awesome. All right, so I've got a few more questions, but we're going to do the open mic a little bit differently than we normally do, because obviously, I know if I just said, if you got a question, go to the mic, that mic would be going until like 5 o'clock in the morning. Okay? So if you have a question that could be answered by anyone on the cast, raise your hand. I'm going to randomly pick. All right, you know. Okay, front row right here in the blue shirt. You get second, so coming up to the mic, you come up second. Right behind her, yep, you. You right here. And walking in the very back, yes, you. So coming up here, you 5, and then we'll see if we get to some more questions after. Okay.
All right.
You said you had more, too.
No. I ask you guys to come up here so you guys can start asking your
okay,
questions.
got it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, great.
Better up.
Okay, I just wanted to say one thing because I know next season's going to be the final season. I just wanted to congratulate you guys on like just a great show.
Thank you.
And then here are the new characters as well. You guys have been able to come into the cast like straight up running, and it's like you guys have an amazing job. And like the fact that you guys have to like play like these very complex and depraved characters with a lot of nuance and care and a lot of like chaos as well, and like a lot of like very like reflections on like what society's going on. But too accurately sometimes. It's really well done. I really congratulate you guys on
Thank you
that.
so much.
And my question is, since next season is going to be the final season, I know Laz has said that he wants the season to end on a cliffhanger and then possibly do like a movie. But I want to know like what you guys want for your characters to happen for the end. Like, how do you guys want your characters' stories to wrap up?
To survive.
To not survive.
Yeah, I feel like any moment next season there could be a fucking red wedding.
Yeah.
And the psychopaths love it. What's up, psychos? Huge psychopath cheering. But seriously, I think everyone's head could be on the block, and I'm excited about that. Not to contradict the theme of the question, but I don't really want to know. I don't know, and I don't want to know. I want to read it and just find out, because every time I think I know what the show is going to do, I'm fucking wrong, and it's better than what I think it should be. So I'm excited about what's going to happen.
This is also that rare time where we get to be like you guys. We get to be fans. Like, none of us have seen a script for season 5 yet, so we're all just like waiting to see what's gonna happen. You know, it's kind of terrifying. We're bracing ourselves, but we're also like, here we go. And then when you dive into that first script, like, we're exactly like you, just like wincing and reacting. Like, it's fucking bananas what they have in store for us. So I can't wait. I'm really excited to see what they have in store.
I agree. That was a great question.
Thank you.
All right, next up, what's your name, my man?
My name is Rick.
Rick,
Hi,
what's
Rick.
your question?
So I remember when I first picked up a boys comic book.
A little closer to the mic.
I remember when I remember picking up my first boys comic book almost 20 years ago now, and being like, holy shit, what is this? Especially when we got to the tech and stuff. But I'm wondering, when somebody handed you guys the comic books and said, here's what you need to bring to life, what your initial thoughts were, and you're like, what the hell is this?
I mean, can I just say, like, abject, utter terror for me, because I looked at the comics and I saw that Huey looked a little bit like one of my heroes. It looked exactly like Simon Pegg, modeled after Simon Pegg. I'd give it up for Simon Pegg, that's fine. Yeah, that's encouraged. Heck yeah. Like, they basically, Derek Robertson drew it like Simon and did not get his permission. He was just a really big fan of Spaced. And Simon Pegg took a look at the comic and went, oh, sick, instead of suing, which is the reason why we have a comic and the reason why we have a show. So thank you, Simon, for not suing.
Is that how Simon got himself into the movie?
Oh, yeah. I mean, like, it was so cool to have him play my dad as a nod to that, and I'm just so grateful because he really is one of my heroes. So that was my reaction to the comic, but yeah.
Yeah, I think I got the pilot script first, so I knew what the show was going to be before I was familiar with the comics. And then they sent me the comics over the holiday break, and I was like reading them at my grandmother's house, and I was so stressed. I'm like, this is a white dude. How am I going to pull this off? You know what I mean? It's like, what?
I forgot
They
about
just didn't
that.
teach me that in acting class. I didn't really know how that was going to go. But honestly, though, the comics are so far out there. I just, I think we were all sort of worried. It was like, how are we going to portray this on screen? And I don't know. They've done such a good job of bringing it to life and somehow making it believable. It's crazy. Yeah, thanks.
Anybody else have any thoughts on the how to bring the comics
source
into the world? The source material?
I mean, when I was first, there was a lot of volumes in The Boys, and I was reading it on my laptop because I had it all downloaded, and holy cow, I think I was sitting on a flight for the Hero-gasm.
Oh.
The Hero-gasm episode, and I was reading through it, and it is so graphic, and like, it's, you know when the lights, my laptop light is on, but like everything else is dark, so it's like highlighted, it's like a movie theater on the airplane. It was like that, and so I had to like soft close my laptop and read it at home later. But it was wild. I don't know how we pulled it off.
You're the writers, man.
Spectacular.
A lot of lube.
A lot of
Got us through that.
On that note, let's go to the next question.
Man loud.
All right, Scott. There's a lot of entertaining versus films like Alien versus villain is Superman?
Well, Huey doesn't have any powers, so I'll say.
Neither does Fire.
Yeah, well, on occasion I've had them, but I'll say, okay, the cool one is Huey versus Nightcrawler, where there's teleporting, and the non-powered version is Huey Campbell versus Cousin Greg from Succession. It's just two tall, awkward white dudes duking it out. Who's gonna win? I don't know.
Oh, what a great
We'll
answer.
see.
Keep his balance the longest.
Not me.
Cousin Greg's like 7 feet tall.
Oh no.
Yeah.
I'm fucked.
Oh no. I think maybe Kimiko and Katana.
I'd watch that.
I'm gonna like stretch the genre, and I don't know why, but I'm going Firecracker versus Miss Piggy.
Rare match. Rare match.
Thank you.
I don't know. I feel like Sage versus Smart Guy.
Wow, smart guy.
I know it's a reach.
What a throwback.
It's a throwback. It's in a reach, but I feel
Who's
like
Smart Guy?
Yeah. It's a sitcom.
It's a sitcom. So it's like another smart kid who's also isolated but like dominated everyone that he was around.
I would like to see you versus fucking Megamind. I want to see you duking it out with Will Ferrell.
In a chess match. So my thoughts.
Oh, wait, sorry. He hasn't heard that under the question. Yeah, what's up?
So my thoughts I was picking that got me this was I was picking Huey versus the Punisher. And you'd have to
I'm down with that.
That's
Huey versus the Punisher.
Thank you, man.
100%.
I feel like this panel just went very circularly about them being splattered on you.
Oh,
So.
yeah. I just want to meet John Bernthal, so that's cool with me. Anyway.
All right, so next up, what's your name? What's your question?
Hi, my name is Cece. I feel like in the beginning of the show, Huey's like intentions when working with Butcher is very innocent and very like, he's doing it for Robin. Do you think that those intentions and those purposes get lost in the emotions throughout the show?
I mean, his journey definitely morphs and changes. I think in the beginning it definitely was for Robin. I think it was more so out of revenge, though, like pure revenge. And I think that as he's taken more of a journey in the show, I think he's realizing like revenge is not the answer. Because he looks at Butcher and he sees like that this guy is kind of a madman on a mission, and it's only really slowly killing him. So I think that's been a big part of Huey's journey, is realizing like there is an ethical way to take down corrupt people in power, and we should be trying to save each other, not so much just get vengeance.
I feel like we see that a lot in season 4 when
Yeah.
he's kind of teetering with Butcher and then he's like, oh no, we've got to do it this way.
Yeah.
It's not working.
Exactly. No, we have to at least try to be the bigger people, even though that's a hard thing sometimes. Thank you so much. That was a great question. Thank you.
Next up, what's your name? What's your question for these fine people?
Hey guys, my name's Amon. Thanks for coming to Tampa.
Thanks for having us.
Absolutely. So, as far as Homelander's character goes for this season, he's going through a midlife crisis, it seems.
Whoa. My friend. I would say it's just reorganizing of life. Go on, sir.
Whatever you want to call it.
Whatever you want to call it, well, it's a fucking crisis.
No,
Okay, come on, let's go.
but what I'm getting at is with Ryan and how much he's shown this new side of him. I'm kind of concerned for him because
For
if
Ryan?
No, for Homelander.
You're concerned for Homelander. You need to go sit over here.
I've been told.
Okay, go on, sorry.
But as far as knowing that Sage is playing, we don't know which side she's playing, but Ryan being the only possibly one person to take Homelander down, I was wondering if he's taking that into consideration in the next season.
You want to spill the beans about season 5? It's not going to happen. I think one of the great things about this show, we were sort of tapping it before, is the familial relationships, and I think there's father in psychological terms, father represents wisdom, right? And there's a lack of wisdom in the world at the moment. It's fucking nuts. There's no stable sort of moral true north, and I think everyone in the show, all the characters are wrestling with what they're doing, is it morally correct? And especially when it comes to in this case, the paternal relationship between Ryan and Homelander, because Homie loves his kid, but he's so damaged that it's very difficult for him to see where the ego takes over and it spills in. He thinks he's doing the right thing, but he doesn't understand what that really is. So it's a very complicated sort of path to navigate. As to whether he's aware of Ryan's potential power, I think there's nods towards that in season 4, but I think that's a question for Eric, and more will be revealed. Thank you. You got it.
All right, what's your name, my man? Colby, what's your question?
Colby, Green Day.
My Chemical Romance.
You look cool, man. Whatever it is, you look cool as fuck. You look like I wanted to look when I was 13.
Nice. Well, first, I'd actually like to see if I can get you to say yummers.
Yummers. Jessie just peed a little bit.
A little bit, just a little bit. Two drops.
He's wearing white shorts. We can see. Sorry.
Don't you wish you were behind the curtain? Now, continue, please.
My question was, it's kind of a two-part. Have any of you read the comics to the end? Like, do you know the ending? And also, do you just read any other comics in general? Like, are you fans of stuff outside of the boys?
I've read him to the end. I loved him. I'm also a huge comic fan as well. My favorites right now are I love Something's Killing the Children. I love Nice House on the Lake, which is incredible. Keanu Reeves has that amazing comic book, Berserker. Really great. Yeah, big fan of comics. Shout out to Golden Apple Comics in LA. That's where I got every single boys comic book. They're incredible over there.
What I would say about the comics in relation to the show is that, and it kind of came up before, but we've taken a little bit of license because a lot of the things that are in the comics you could not put on screen.
Yeah.
It's fucking XXXXX rated, right?
I was gonna say, think about what he's saying right now, that they couldn't put the stuff into the show, but what's already in the show?
Yeah, it's very intense.
That's insane. That's intensity.
Yeah, this is a pulled back version, which, it's very intense what's in the comics. So I wouldn't look at the comics, at the graphic novel, as, I wouldn't say that is definitely going to happen. I wouldn't read into that too much. Like I said, anything I think is going to happen, they go the opposite. So in certain elements, we're very true to the comics, graphic novels, but I wouldn't I wouldn't bet money on it.
Yeah.
That they'll
Now, where the comics zigged, we have zagged in the past. So again, we don't know. Yeah, you like that? You like the zig and the zag?
Zigzag in there.
Yeah, baby.
Zigzag in there.
Oh yeah. Please don't call me Zigzag on set from now on. I swear to God, I know you will.
I think we got a new fucking nickname for Jack Quaid.
Oh. Zigzag. It used to be Daddy Longlegs. Now it's Zigzag.
It was Daddy Longlegs, then it was Quass. The Quaid ass.
Quaid ass.
Now it's Zigzag.
We're here.
All right, thanks a lot.
Thank you,
I think we answered your question. Thank you so much.
So I've got a couple wrap-up questions, but I'm going to allow 2 more questions. My partner in crime, Steph, is right here in the middle. She is actually going to pick them out by hand. Now, the rest of you that are like, oh man, I've got a question. I really need to ask this. I can't believe I didn't get to ask it. They are all going to be back at their tables when this panel is done. And their agents have cordially invited each and every one of you to go right over there to the tables when this thing is done to continue these conversations. Does that sound like a good idea?
Say hello.
Because I know that there's far too many questions that can be asked on this panel. So, all right, we got 2 up here. So, Freddy Kruegerus, what's your name?
Hi, I'm Alexis. I'm here with my boyfriend Michael. Hi.
Shout out Michael.
Over there.
So the guy behind you was like, hey, am I Michael?
He dodged that quick.
Michael? Just kidding.
So I was just wondering, what is either your favorite scene or the hardest scene that you've had to do on The Boys for yourself?
Start down there. Honestly, my favorite scene was that first scene with Homelander.
Yeah, that was
the
fun.
The 2 that tete-a-tete, where they're measuring each other. That's my favorite.
That was awesome as well because that was the first scene that we had together. It was one of your first scenes on the show, right?
Yeah.
And that was when I was like, this lady is wonderful. Because we were in there just needling and noodling and like keeping poking and so we got to know each other as the characters got to know each other, which was really cool.
Yeah. I would say the hardest was also my favorite because it was a group of scenes. It was all in one day where all of those exteriors for the Truth Bomb show, which was freezing cold in that tiny suit, but I got to do amazing scenes with a lot of different actors. I got to sing with Chase. I got to fight with Aaron. I got to get the shit kicked out of me by Aaron. And it was like an incredibly hard day, but it was also just so much fun as an actor to get to do like I felt like I got to do 5 different genres in one day, you know?
I have a lot of favorite moments. I think in previous seasons, I really enjoyed the musical sequence, the dildo fight. That was fun. But in the last season, I think, it was a short scene, but the last moment we see Frenchie and Kimiko. Oh my gosh. It was one of those moments where I was unsure how it was going to turn out. I trusted Eric, who directed the episode, and I trusted the process, but it was my first time speaking. So I was nervous, and then when I saw the final edit, I just loved, how the music comes in and how it's edited in with, the others getting taken away, and I just thought it was so impactful the way that it ended up. So that was my favorite.
I'll just keep it on season 4 for this question. I think my favorite and also toughest scene that in season 4 was a scene that I had with this new upcoming actor, Will Ferrell. He came out. That was like a fan moment for me. I was like so excited to finally get to work with him, and then we just had the absolute harshest day on set ever to shoot. But he was such a trooper about it. The weather was really bad. The weather was awful. It was awful. When we showed up at 6 a.m., it was hailing.
Did you shoot in Tampa?
It's been pretty crazy here too. It's been pretty crazy.
Did I book him?
No, we shot in Toronto, and it started with hail, and then it started snowing, and then it got a little bit warmer, so it started raining, and then the sun came out, and we were so relieved the sun came out, and then they came and told us, oh, we shot too much of the scene in bad weather. We need to wait for the sun to leave before we can start shooting again. So we literally waited for it to get colder and start raining and snowing again to then go back out. So we're like shooting this scene that's not supposed to be in weather, covered, like soaked. Go back and rewatch it. The jacket I'm wearing is soaked, completely soaked. Like if you look at some of the close-ups, Will Ferrell's like spitting water off his lips mid-line because like his face is just drenched.
I noticed all the trees in the background are also like,
yeah. It was nuts. It was insane. But like at the same time, it's like I'm down. Like I'm doing the same with Will Ferrell. Like I'll freeze for this, of course. So like yeah, that was one for the books.
man. I'll also keep it to season 4. Probably the hardest but most rewarding was the scenes I had with Simon Pegg and Rosemary DeWitt in the hospital. But like another favorite of mine, I gotta say, is I got a fight scene this season, which was so much fun. And I loved like having a little team up episode with you, Karen. That was so cool. I loved you teaching me how to use the weapons. And then we have an amazing stunt coordinator named John Koyama, Emmy winner now. He's incredible. And I had so much fun with that. So yeah, that's mine.
I thought it was done. Okay, no, it's okay. One scene that I really did enjoy was the Yummers scene with Jessie. That was really fun. But there was another scene in season 3, the big fight scene with Butcher and Soldier Boy and Nick and Huey.
I come in for a push.
Did you bamfed?
I bamfed in.
You bamfed in naked?
I have a participation trophy for that fight.
Quite often I do scenes with guest actors, which is great. But I'm sort of on my own tangent quite a lot. And so whenever I get to do scenes with you guys, it's fucking awesome.
That's awesome.
All right, thank you so much for
Thank you. Sorry.
I have a gift for Antony. Am I able to give it to him here or no?
Yeah.
Come on, boyfriend, it's your time to shine. Here you go. Have it ready. Have it ready. Here you go. Happy birthday.
witness a couple get engaged earlier today. So wherever you are, if you're still here, you don't have to stand up if you want to keep it private, but just if you're still here, congratulations.
Okay, stand up.
Just wanted to congratulate.
I think they've gone.
Maybe they went. Well,
they just got. Yeah, I wonder why they went.
All right, so come on, the boyfriend, come on up here real quick. What's your question?
Go, son.
How's it going, everyone? My name is Christian, and before I ask anything, I would just like to say thank you guys for taking your time out of your day to come here and, just make everybody's day.
Thank you for having us. This has been awesome.
Thank you, Chris. Before I ask anything, I would just like to say, Valerie, we fucking love you, sorry my language, and Detroit Become Human. And Anthony, I love you in Banshee, man. That's my fucking show. But, my question is actually for everybody. I guess you guys too. Out of all the bloopers and the funny moments on like the seasons and everything, what's one scene or one saying that you just could not say without stop, like laughing, like just kept on going and rolling?
Oh man. I feel targeted.
Just silent.
I feel really targeted. Well, since I don't have many lines, I always laugh at Frenchie's lines.
Monko.
Yeah. And he had, what was the line you were in on set with me? It was like, no. It was during the termite fight.
Oh,
yes. And he says, he's trying to get into my asshole!
To my hands!
So that was funny.
I just like seeing you do that.
Thank you.
It's funny. I could not for the life of me get through the scene where Ashley takes off her wig. When he's like, take off your wig, and she has to take it off. And I'm supposed to feel bad. I'm like, bro, the wig looked insane in person.
She looked like
Cynthia from Rugrats. Nuts. I was dying. It was so good.
I have to say, during all those bad scenes, playing Colby and Chase make me
break down every time, Lord.
I cannot keep it together with those
Taco bowls. That was another one we couldn't make it through. When he was like, delicioso.
Yes.
There's also a Black Noir scene when they did this cutaway of like we're having a team meeting for 7 early on. And Nathan's down the end of the table, and we were just fucking around. It was Dan Trachtenberg in the first episode. And we didn't know what Nathan was going to do. We didn't know who Black Noir was, so he just had this single shot. And he had a paper and a pen, and he was just going, and then he was asleep, and then it was just, no one could get this shit together. It was so good, because he was mute the whole time. Just this guy drawing circles. Anyway, yeah, I guess you had to be there.
That was incredible. I had this scene in season 2. My character's supposed to be in like a medically induced coma. There's a whole blooper reel of this somewhere online. You'd think that'd be a very easy thing to do, is just pretend to be asleep. It is not at all. Carl and Aaron have a scene where they're just looking at me. I'm supposed to be asleep, and Carl kept saying, L'Oreal for kids. Strawberry, and it was supposed to be strawberry smoothie, but he kept going, strawberry shortcake. I don't know. Like, he couldn't get it, and I just kept losing my mind. And then it just became, anytime Carl spoke, he was like, L'Oreal, and I was already cracking. And you're not supposed to break when you're supposed to be unconscious. So that was my toughest day, for sure.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you, man.
I can't wait for what you do with Superman, man. Superman. I'm watching it with my little sisters and it's fucking amazing, dude.
Thank you, buddy.
All right, so we're going to wrap this up. I've got a couple of very, very quick, fast questions so we can get out of here. Not that we want to get out of here, but I also don't want everybody to be mad at me because the panel went too long. Okay, Susan, real quick question for you. So, season 4 finale, it's revealed that you kind of knew all along what was going to happen to put Homelander in power. Did you know that before you, did you get to have the fan version of reading the script and get it, oh crap, this is really cool, my character knew what was going to happen in the finale, or did you find out when everybody else did that this was your character's plan?
Oh, your girl found out when everybody else did. And it's nice to go back and think, okay, those were the scenes that she was planning. That was likely to happen, sure, but I found out absolutely at the same time.
All All right, Jessie, I got a quick question for you. We talked about this earlier. Your character, more than any other character, pretty much goes through one of those wrestling heel to face turns in season 4. Do you really see that? Like, do you really feel like, okay, now I'm a good guy after I'm the one who splattered a girlfriend all over Huey's face? We have to go back to that one just for you. Do you feel like now you're kind of a good guy in the show, or what do you think?
Oh, man. Yeah, I feel like he's definitely turned a new leaf. He feels good, you know? Yeah, he just feels like a good guy. Here's the thing. Here's the thing about this show. Here's the thing about A-Train specifically, and his involvement in VOT and all the things that he knew up until this point, some that's been revealed, some that really hasn't been talked about much, is he's a lot darker and more involved than you think. So I've always wondered, like, does he go good to then go back bad, or is he really just tired of it, and does his past catch up to him? Like, I don't know if someone can just be that dark and then all of a sudden be good. So I don't know. I want to see how that plays out.
You're a baddie.
He's a baddie. He's a baddie, man. Come on.
So here's the last question, and it's one version for the 4 of you whoever wants to answer it, and another version for the 2 of you at the end whoever wants to answer it. So, with this about to be the final season, for the 4 of you that has been such a pivotal part of your career, because The Boys has got a huge fandom, how do you feel about this thing that's been such a big part coming to a close? And for the 2 of you, the version is, do you wish that you had more time to be able to experience the show other than just seasons 4 and 5, and do you feel a sadness that you aren't going to be able to experience it as long as these 4? So you guys, whoever wants to answer those in those ways, and then we'll wrap this up.
I feel like it's a huge privilege to come in this close to the end and to sort of, hopefully see it through to the end. I keep saying it's like we get to show up to a party when it's like at its max, when it's at the best time, and like these guys did all the work, like building that foundation, making the playlist, but it's such
playlist.
Yeah.
We handed out shots. Yeah, got everything going.
So it's such a privilege to get to be here for this part of it, and I wouldn't have it any other way, honestly.
I'm grateful mostly because the show, as the world gets crazy, the show gets crazy as well. So to be that kind of catharsis for the audience, I was a fan before I got to join the show, so I feel very, very lucky to get to be especially a part of this part of the catharsis part of it.
I'm still in denial that our show is ending. I cried when Eric announced it publicly because we knew, but then when it's out in the public, it's more cemented in. I'm on Team Laz. I'm shooting for 5 seasons in a movie or something, just so we can keep it alive. I just love everyone so much on the cast and the crew, and it's been such a privilege getting to come back season after season with the same people. So it's bittersweet.
Okay. So I think this has been one of the best experiences of my life, and I think it's a privilege to be on the show. I think it's amazing that you guys have joined. But because I love it, and because I love the people on it, and I love the show itself, the worst thing in the world that we could do is extend past a welcome day. So I want to go out when we're at a really good place and forever remember it as something fucking awesome, rather than have it down. So it's a bittersweet thing, On that note, I would like to say thank you guys for coming out. Just remember,